Hello everyone, welcome to Philodiscite. Let's learn about Python loops which are used to execute your code multiple number of times. In previous video, we had seen about decision making statements where we learned that there are situations that we may need to execute some code based on some conditions. Like that, there will be contexts where you may need to execute some piece of code multiple number of times. For example, assume you are designing a video game where player gets a point every time he kills a zombie and the score is provided on the top right corner of the screen, updating every possible second. So to update this score every time, are you gonna write that piece of code n number of times? Not a good idea. So you may have to write that code once and can keep it inside a loop to execute that multiple times. For that, in Python, we have two kinds of loops, for and while. So let's learn about them. Let's see for loop. For loop syntax goes like, first you have to mention the keyword for and followed by iterator. Iterator is nothing but a variable which you wanted to iterate through your loop. Okay, you will understand this better when I am giving example, and followed by in keyword and followed by sequence. Sequence is nothing but some sequence of numbers. You can give a sequence of numbers or sequence of items. Okay, you can give a list there or a tuple. Okay, whatever the sequence you wanted to, and followed by colon and followed by statements. Statements means the code which you wanted to execute multiple times. Okay, let's see example. Now I just created a list called list1 and I had given some values to it, 10, 20, 30, 40. Here I had created a loop. Let's just compare it with syntax for better understanding. Okay, for keyword and iterator, I had given some I variable to iterate throughout my loop, and in keyword and sequence, I had taken list1 as my sequence and colon, and within my loop I had given some print statement which prints the string iterator and the value of I. Okay, this statement I wanted to execute multiple times, so that's why I had given it inside the for loop. Okay, so yeah, output will be like this: iterator first time 10 and second time 20, third time 30, fourth time 40. So what value I is taking each time? It is taking one of the value from list one. I hope now you understand how this iterator and why we had provided this list one. Iterator is to iterate throughout the loop, and list one is something to which you wanted to modify the values, or let's just multiply this with 2 and let's see what output we will get. Yes, each time what it is doing is it is doing multiplication for each of the item in our sequence. Okay, I hope you understood how it works now. So let's just solve some simple problem where I wanted to find all even numbers from 1 to 20. How you solve this? Let's just do this. For keyword, and again I am taking I as my iterator and give in keyword, and what sequence you give here. You wanted to generate all even numbers from 1 to 20, right? You have to produce, probably you have to produce the numbers from 1 to 20. Now I am using the range function. Range function is to produce some sequence of numbers from whatever the number you wanted to generate. Okay, so I wanted to generate numbers from 1 to 20, so I'm mentioning 1 and 21 here. Why I am providing 21 here is like it takes one number less. Always it takes one number less than the highest limit. If I give 20 here, it only takes numbers from 1 to 19. But we want even numbers from 1 to 20, so that's why I had provided 21 here. Okay, now what you want, even numbers. You don't want all the numbers from 1 to 20, 1 to 20. You want only the even numbers. How we check even numbers? If you remember from our previous tutorial, you have to, yeah, you have to take modulus of that number, and you have by dividing with 2, and you have to check the remainder is 0 or not. If it is 0, that means it is an even number. You can print that. Okay, so let's just execute this code, and yes, we got even numbers from 1 to 20. All the even numbers from 1 to 20 we got as our output. Okay, this is about for loop. Now let's see the while loop. While loop syntax would be like while keyword followed by expression. Expression means condition. Probably this code inside the loop will be executed until this condition is true. Whenever this condition is false, the loop will be terminated. Okay, let's solve some simple problem of printing multiplication table of 3 using while loop. So first, let's print the first line using simple print statement. First line, how the first line looks, it would be probably like 1 into 3 equals to 3, right? 1, and I wanted to print into or star, and into 3 equals to 1 into 3. Okay, let's execute. So 1 into 3 equals to 3. So this line we wanted for 10 times, but every time this 1 has to increment by 1. We want for 1 to 10. Okay, so let's make this as our iteration variable, 1 as our iteration variable. Okay, now let's keep this inside the while loop. While we want this to execute until I is less than or equal to 10. So that will be our condition. But compiler don't know what I is. So we have to declare a variable called I and initialize it to 1. And here, after printing this, we have to increment our variable I by 1, I plus 1. Okay, now let's execute. And there you are, you got your multiplication table of 3. So this is how while works. And we have nested loops. That means you can include another for loop inside for or more than one for loops, and you can include another while loop in while, and you can also include while loop inside the for loop or for loop inside the while loop. Okay, let's see example for that. So I want multiplication table for more than one number. Okay, if we want for one number, you can use this code, right? So what you do now, you have to include this code in another loop. Okay, I want multiplication tables for say 3, 5, 7. So I had created a list, list for 3, 5, 7, and I had created a for loop which iterates for every number in 357 for numbers list. Okay, in the first line I am just printing multiplication table for I. Okay, and after that same code whatever I used here, I just pasted here multiplication table, but instead of I had changed my iteration variable to J. So let's execute this. Yeah, we got multiplication tables for 3, 5, 7. Okay, I hope you understand this tutorial. If you like this video, click the like button and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. And please share this video to somebody to whom you might think it is useful. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you.